Charles, then serving as chair of the OECS, appealed to the United States, Jamaica, and Barbados for intervention. Did you know that she appeared on television with U.S. President Ronald Reagan supporting the invasion? Did you know that she was re-elected in the 1985 general election and the 1990 general election? And did you know that in 1991 she was made a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire? Did you know that for her uncompromising stance on many issues, she became known as the Iron Lady of the Caribbean, after the original Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher? Did you know that the DFP lost the 1995 general election, and after retiring, Charles undertook speaking engagements abroad? Did you know that Dame Eugenia Charles died on 6 September 2005 at the age of 86, and she was laid to rest in her native community of Point Michelle? Dominica's first female lawyer and first female prime minister, the late Dame Mary Eugenia Charles. I will focus today on Did You Know, made possible compliments the good folks of the National Bank of Dominica. Up next, we'll bring you the DBS Major Morning News.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has welcomed the accession of French St. Martin to the OECS subgrouping. In news from the region, Grenadians asked to keep their former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell in their prayers as he fell ill during a public meeting last night. And on the international scene, at least 330 people killed by Israeli airstrikes on Gaza. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Ever wondered what's in your milk? These are the following benefits of Distinction Milk. It's a great source of calcium and protein, vitamin A and C added. It's definitely not a filled milk like some of the other brands. Distinction Milk texture and taste is great for shakes, baking, pouring cream, and a side for mashed potatoes and much more. Even better, because of its rich texture, Distinction Evaporated Milk can be stretched. Isn't it great to know what's in your milk? Distinction Milk, distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has welcomed the accession of French St. Martin to the OECS subgrouping. French St. Martin will become a member of the OECS at the 76th meeting of the authority in St. Lucia this week.
I will participate in the 76th meeting of the OECS authority and the accession of St. Martin to the OECS, that is French St. Martin, St. Martin. This strength of the OECS and by extension CARICOM ties in our unity our shared goals and our ability to face challenges together. When we stand as one Caribbean, we negotiate better, we trade smarter, and we develop stronger. Dominica has always been a champion of regional integration. This is why I am proud to stand with my fellow OECS leaders in welcoming St. Martin into the OECS family. As Dominicans, we must embrace the spirit of unity, strength, and progress, not just regionally, but nationally. This is how we move forward as a people.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maming, says his government will continue its collaboration with Dominica this year. He says Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt held fruitful discussions with President Xi in China in 2024.
At the beginning of the year, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt paid an official visit to China on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries, and met with President Xi Jinping and also other Chinese leaders. The two countries co-signed the plan for jointly advancing the construction of the Belt and Road Initiative, agreeing to further deepen Belt and Road cooperation. For example, last year, we witnessed steady progress in two nationally significant projects, the International Airport and the post-hurricane schools reconstruction project. These projects will bring more convenient transportation and better educational facilities to the people of Dominica in the future, while also creating more opportunities for economic growth and employment. This demonstrates that the Belt and Road Initiative is not only a driving force for China's modernization, but also a powerful engine for global development, a century-defining project that enables the people of Dominica to share in prosperity.
And that was China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maming. The government of Dominica has reaffirmed its commitment to the cooperative movement in Dominica. Minister for Community Development Greta Roberts says cooperatives have positively impacted Dominica's economy over the years. She made these remarks during the official launch of International Year of Cooperatives on Monday.
This year holds special significance for us all as we recognize the vital role that cooperatives play in fostering community resilience, promoting sustainable development, and empowering individuals across Dominica. As Minister with responsibility for cooperatives, I am honored to stand in support of the many initiatives planned to observe this International Year. Cooperatives have long been the backbone of our communities, fostering economic growth and social cohesion. Almost every Dominican can attest to the financial stability and opportunities that cooperative membership has brought into their lives. These institutions have provided a secure foundation for savings and access to credit, and given countless families the means to achieve economic independence. Today's event marks the beginning of a collaborative journey as we highlight and reaffirm our shared commitment to the cooperative model and its profound impact on society.
That was Minister for Community Development Greta Roberts. A calendar of activities to commemorate the International Year of Cooperatives was launched yesterday. These activities include supervisory and compliance training, a Cooperatives Recognition Award ceremony, Youth Education Day, educational sessions on cooperatives, and a Cooperatives Expo. Meantime, Registrar for Cooperatives, Mariette Canoville, has reported that the cooperative sector in Dominica has accumulated total assets of $1.1 billion. The International Year of the Cooperatives was officially launched yesterday under the theme Cooperatives Build a Better World.
There are 3 million cooperatives worldwide with a contribution of $3.4 trillion to economies. Here in Dominica, our cooperative sector comprises of 21 cooperatives collectively, serving a membership of over 100,000 people. Our total asset is $1.1 billion totally. The cooperatives employ 231 staff members and stand as a testament to the power of collaboration and mutual support in our economy. The total assets of credit union and non-financial cooperative reflect the strength and trust that our communities place in these institutions. As we move forward in this International Year of Cooperative, it is imperative that we recognize the vital role they play not only in our economy, but in fostering a sense of belonging and participation among citizens. Together, let us take this opportunity to promote the cooperative model as a viable and sustainable path forward, ensuring that all voices are heard and all members benefit from our collective efforts. Cooperatives are needed. They are needed as an alternative to the business model to promote shared prosperity, community, social, and economic sustainability.
And that was Registrar of Cooperatives, Mariette Canoville. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt says Dominica will stand with the Cuban Medical Brigade. His comments came as the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced expanded sanctions targeting Cuban global medical missions, labeling them as forced labor. Well, Mr. Skerritt says the Cuban health program is important for Caribbean islands.
We are also engaging directly with the United States Department regarding the potential imposition of visa restrictions on officials from countries that maintain cooperation with Cuba in the field of medicine. As we all know, Dominica shares a long-standing and deeply rooted relationship with Cuba, built on decades of friendship, cooperation, and solidarity. Our ties extend far beyond healthcare to education, agriculture, infrastructure, and numerous other areas where Cuba has been a reliable partner in our development. Thanks to the scholarships provided by the Cuban government, many Dominicans have had the opportunity to pursue higher education, particularly in medicine and other specialized fields, returning home to contribute meaningfully to our nation's progress. Cuban medical personnel have played a critical role in the strengthening of Dominica's healthcare system, filling resource gaps and providing essential care to those in need. They have stood by our side in times of crisis, from the aftermath of devastating hurricanes to public health emergencies such as the COVID-19 pandemic. I believe that any characterization of these medical missions as forced labor undermines the humanitarian spirit that has defined Cuba's international outreach. This government of Dominica remains true to the bonds of friendship and cooperation we have built with the Republic of Cuba. Our foreign policy is guided by principles of respect for sovereignty, cooperation, and recognition of genuine partnerships that advance our national development.
And that was Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. Well, let's head into news from the region this morning as Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell is urging Grenadians to keep former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell in their prayers after he felt he was blacking out during a public meeting of his new national party, the NNP, last night. A video circulating on social media showed the 78-year-old Mitchell telling the meeting, and we quote, "Sisters and brothers, I am blacking out," end of quote. He then sighs heavily before tumbling towards the side of the podium as supporters rushed to his aid. Well, Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell, in a statement, wished Dr. Keith Mitchell a speedy recovery and asked that the nation keeps Dr. Keith Mitchell in their prayers. Opposition leader Emmanuel Pierce said that the NNP wishes to assure all Grenadians that Mitchell is well. And on the international scene, the Hamas-run health ministry says at least 330 people have been killed by Israeli strikes on Gaza overnight. The Israeli military said it was carrying out extensive strikes after talks to extend the ceasefire failed, and it's the biggest wave of strikes since 19th of January when the ceasefire began. The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, says that Israel will from now on act on Hamas with increasing military strength, accusing Hamas of repeated refusal to release hostages and of rejecting proposals to extend the ceasefire. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt has welcomed the accession of French St. Martin to the OECS subgrouping. Grenadians asked to keep the former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell in their prayers as he fell ill during a public meeting last night, and at least 330 people have been killed by Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Juices are 100% natural with no added sugar. Kin offers a range of refreshing juices which are enriched with vitamin C and no added preservatives. Delight yourself in one of Kin's nectars or treat your little ones with a Kinita box drink at a refreshingly low price today. Kin, the juice in our lives. Sold at major supermarkets island-wide. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports Report. Let's kick off with football news. Head coach of the senior men's national football team, Ellington Sabin, is hoping to end the World Cup qualifiers on a strong note. Well, Dominica will play the British Virgin Islands and the Dominican Republic in their two remaining games in June. Dominica can no longer qualify for the next phase of the tournament, having suffered losses to Jamaica and Guatemala last year. But Coach Sabin is hoping to play a good brand of football to close out their campaign. The national team held its first training session last night.
The energy was there. I mean, you can see the guys are ready for football, they're hungry for football, and season is opening this weekend, so you expect them to be fit. I don't expect to have to work on too much fitness of the players. We're just trying to get the tactical aspect of the team and tactical work in and try as much as possible to get the team ready for the two friendlies firstly and then the two World Cup qualifiers after that.
All right, we've got the BVI and Dominican Republic to play in June. Can't qualify for the next round, but what would be your mindset? What would be the word to the guys as we head into these two big games?
To finish strong. I mean, we're in the first two World Cup qualifiers and Guatemala beat us. and we had a good comeback versus Jamaica. So the last two games is just about finishing strong. Is trying our best to get as much points as possible. If we can get 6, that's okay. If we can get 4, but more importantly, to finish strong.
All right, you have some new guys, new faces in a few weeks to prepare. Your overall thoughts as to what you think the new faces are going to bring?
It's just to bring youth to the team, just to bring some fresh legs and some fresh players into the team and try and rotate the squad as much as possible. So introduction of the new players is some of them will be ready for the next set of games. Some might be ready a little later. It's just about getting them ready for national team football.
All right, Coach. Finally, a few weeks to prepare. Like you said, we have the qualifiers and we also have some friendlies. Final instructions. What would you want to see from the guys moving forward?
Energy. Energy. In our last set of games, we had energy. Just want to see more energy and see the guys take the game to the opponents. Not take anything for granted or lie down. Just take the game to the opponents and play a faster style of football, which is what we try to introduce tonight, to allow the players to make the opponents uncomfortable on the ball, just as the Dominican Republic made us uncomfortable on the ball. So we try to introduce that style of football to them so that they themselves can make opponents uncomfortable on the ball, so that we can play faster and we can hopefully get points on the ball.
And that's the head coach of the senior men's national football team, Ellington Sabin. In some track and field news, coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace, is rating the club showing at the Martinique Carifta qualifiers a success. The club recorded 2 qualifiers for the 2025 Carifta Games. Wallace says these sort of meets are important for the development of the athletes.
Competitions such as these are critical for our athletes to produce higher quality performance. This understanding certainly paid off as Jeriah Lewis, the vice captain, qualified for the Carifta Games in the under-20 boys long jump, while Jaden Joseph qualified in the under-17 boys long jump. The next athletes which came the closest was team captain Sean Vidal in both the 800 and the 1500 meters. Overall, promising athletes need to be exposed to competitions such as these so their performance can improve. Focus is now turned to the Dominica Athletics Association National Junior Championship, which is scheduled for this upcoming weekend.
And that's the coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace. In some cricket news, a new champion will be crowned in the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-20 cricket program as the defending champions, the Dominica State College, were dethroned in the semi-finals yesterday, losing to the Castlebrew Secondary School at the Geneva playing field in Granby. Castlebrew Secondary School batted first and they were bowled out for 106. Arsenio Fontaine top scored with 71. Omari James took 3 for 5. Malinga Bruni 3 for 12 and Jason Vidal 2 for 38. The Dominica State College in reply were bowled out for just 36 runs. Aidan Burton took 4 for 7, Kenneth Valmont 3 for 4 and Dylan John 2 for 21. Castlebrew Secondary School batting a second time while they too struggled with the bat and they were bowled out for 46. Jason Vidal he picked up 4 for 4, Malinga Bruni 3 for 10 and Omari James 2 for 7. While chasing 116 to win the match, the State College were 34 for 3. At stumps, Cassidy Larrock was not out on 20 and Dylan John he picked up 2 for 7 for the Castlebrew Secondary School. Castlebrew Secondary School won the match on first innings points. The Castlebrew Secondary School meet the Dominica Grammar School in the finals starting on Thursday. The Dominica Grammar School won by forfeit over the Academic School of Learning in the other semi-final at the Benjamin's Park. The Grammar School was 68 for 2 after 10.3 overs, with Dione Roll not out on 33 when the Academics players decided to forfeit the match, while Academics had started the game with only 7 players and had lost another player due to injury. Well, in some more sports this morning, a win for the Portsmouth Secondary School as the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-20 Boys Basketball Tournament continued yesterday. Sports Officer Yudi John has more.
In the Sports Division Organized Secondary Schools Under-20 Boys Basketball Championship, the Portsmouth Secondary School defeated SMA 54-45 at the American Canadian School of Medicine headquarters in Portsmouth. For the Portsmouth Secondary School, DeAndre Murray scored 14 points, Jacon Latai 12, and Jackie Correal 16. While for the St. Mary's Academy, Dylan Grant scored 19, Joshua Paul supported with 14, and Kian Brumant scored 6.
And that's Sports Officer Udi John. We're down to the playoff stage in the National Bank of Dominica Sports Division's Primary Schools Boys Division 1 football tournament. While the best third-place teams from the earlier rounds will meet this afternoon. St. John's Primary will meet the Roseau Primary at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Newtown Savannah, while at 3 o'clock the Massac Primary will take on the Newtown Primary School. The winners will advance to the intermediate round. Meantime, the quarterfinals in the Development Division will get underway tomorrow. Jubla Corleho combined will take on Tetmon Primary at the Newtown playing field. Christian Union Primary will battle the Wesley Primary School also at Newtown, while at Castle Bruce, Monjohn Primary will take on the Concord Primary School, and the Grand Four Primary School will play Berrien Academy. The quarterfinals will get underway from 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's go back to some cricket news as the Kasani Laville Maho T20 Softball League is into the quarterfinal stages. The quarterfinals will get underway this week. League coordinator Roger Francis says the league has gone well despite the interruptions in February due to the weather.
At this point of time, we come with the quarterfinals on the Kasani Laville Softball League, where we have VF Inc. coming against Do It Center. That will be on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to have Soufriere coming against Red Force. And then we have on Friday, we're going to have two games on Friday. Here we have Police coming against Sunrise Park. And then you're going to have C Plus coming against Harris Paint. The league has been a very interesting league. Right now, we are come to the quarterfinal stage. On Saturday, we'll be having the semifinals, and on the 30th, we're going to have the final. We're asking everybody to come down and support the team, support Mahu, support the community. Thank you.
And that's the league coordinator, Roger Francis. Windward Islands Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters says the batting from the top order is a cause for concern. This as the Volcanoes crashed to their third defeat in the CWI Regional 40 tournament as they went down to Guyana on the weekend, where the Volcanoes struggled with the bat yet again, being bowled out for 132 in their second innings. Peters says that the form is concerning.
Well, I'm trying to wrap my head around it as well. I don't know what happened. We put ourselves in good positions and then just took ourselves out of good positions. If you look at the batting, if you look at the game, basically we were outplayed by ourselves. I think at the end of the day, we didn't bat properly. I don't think we executed the plans that we wanted. We did it in small patches, but we didn't have that one key element, that's patience. And that was the end result for us because of that poor performance with the bat.
Would you say that the poor batting throughout the season is really mental, or is it tactical, or whatever? I'm not too sure. I'm just asking the questions that we're trying to find the answer.
I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's self-inflicted. We can talk from now and till the kingdom come about, applying ourselves, being smart, but as a batting group or individual, if we don't have that capacity or that desire to bat longer, we will not get the result that we want individually, and collectively as a group, we will not get the outcome that we are looking for.
And that's the Windward Islands Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters. And New Zealand, well, they picked up a 5-wicket win over Pakistan to take a 2-0 lead in their T20 series. Of course, Pakistan, they batted first this morning and they got to 135 for 9 in 15 overs. Of course, we had Salman Aga, yes, top scorer with 46, and also Shadab Khan getting 26. Well, New Zealand in reply, 137 for 5 in 13.1 overs, winning the game by 5 wickets with 11 balls to spare. We'll give you some more details on that T20 match in another Sportscast. Well, that's the morning news and sports. More sporting highlights for you at 11 o'clock during the morning news update, and also at 1:28 during the 13:15 news. Until then, Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. Your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS. 28 minutes before 8. Of course, you are tuned into your nation station, DBS Radio. Coming up shortly, we'll bring you your morning's weather report. Just before we do so, I'd like to remind you of your Kalinago word of the day for today. And today we had a sentence. I am spitting blood in Kalinago. And that's Asue Hatina Hita. Asue Hatina Hita. Asue, A-S-U-E, Hatina, H-A-T-I-N-A, Hita, H-I-T-A. Asue Hatina Hita. I am spitting blood in Kalinago. Join us tomorrow morning, God willing, at roughly 6:47 for another edition of your Kalinago word, phrase, or sentence of the day, made possible compliments your nation station, DBS Radio. Up next, we'll present your morning's weather report.
Make weather information a part of your daily life. Listen to the weather report after the morning news and at 1:10 p.m. daily on DBS Radio. A message from the Dominica Meteorological Service, your trusted source for weather information.
Your morning's weather report made possible compliments Flow Dominica Limited and Big Edge Financial.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances. You've got the edge, help is coming your way. You've got Big Edge for those days when you're running low. Big Edge is the place to go. Big Edge, the cash can be in your hand. With the easiest payment plans. Cash in a flash.
At this time, we say good morning to Dane Charles with this morning's weather report. Good morning.
Good morning. This is your weather update from the Dominica Meteorological Service at the Douglas Charles Airport for the 18th of March 2025, recorded at 7 a.m. Today's weather is expected to be fair to occasionally cloudy and slightly hazy with a few